Hey guys, I'm here on YouTube and Facebook fixing to do a weather update. As you guys notice, I am on a selfie stick. I have my phone on a selfie stick. So, my phone is on a selfie stick to help out with my arm not hurting. So, I got my arm on a I got my hand on I got one hand holding the selfie stick and camera. I'm in the selfie stick and phone while I got the other hand using the mouse. So, here we go. This comes in handy. So, I don't know if you guys can see, but here's the well, hold on. Let's turn on the radar. Actually, let's go to composite radar. Alright guys, so here's the radar. Here's what it looks like. Nothing around the area. As far as Kentucky, there's nothing around the area. But, yeah, there's nothing around the area at all. But there's a mesoscale discussion off the Gulf of... It says Gulf of Mexico. Some people call it the Gulf of Mexico or Gulf of America. It'd just be better just call it the Gulf instead of Gulf of Mexico or Gulf of America. That'd make it a lot easier. Get this a little bit. Get this a little bit down there. Okay. Sorry, I'm looking through my camera to see how to do this. So we're gonna go to... Okay. We're gonna go to... We're actually gonna look at cameras. So we're gonna start out with the Litchfield camera. Actually, we're gonna hit play. I'm gonna hit play. Let me see if there's a way I can set this down on the ground. If I can set it right here. That'll work. Okay. That'll work. Nope. Is there something that I can sit it on? But yeah, there's the you can see around the area there's nothing but a mesoscale discussion down south. So we're gonna look at the weather cam. Here is Litchfield. Here's what it looks like in Litchfield. Tell you what, I'm gonna go to Hascams. And we're gonna zoom it in where you guys can see it. And I'm gonna move the selfie stick a little closer to the laptop. Tomorrow I'll try the live stream thing to see if it works. But here is Litchfield in full screen. Here's what it looks like here in Litchfield. They got the camera zoomed in on Highway 62. Man, that's a beautiful nighttime sky for Litchfield. Alright. Now we're going to look at Gage, Kentucky. Over in western Kentucky. Let's look at Gage, Kentucky. Hascam. So here's Gage, Kentucky. All black and white. You can see the stars in the sky up that way in Gage. Look at that. It's pretty. Now, Now we're going to look at Louisville. Let's see what it looks like up in Metro Louisville. And it looks like we got a new camera. We have a new camera that's up. But we're going to check that one first. This is in Sellersburg, Indiana. There's a new camera up in Sellersburg, Indiana. Where is it, a new camera? Nope. It's not showing up on the Hascam, but there it is, Sellersburg, Indiana. But we ain't gonna worry about that because that's not the Kentucky. So here's Louisville, guys. Guys, we're gonna go to Hascams and we're gonna see Louisville. What is in the sky in Louisville? Here, I'll put my mouse down and show you guys what I'm talking about. Let's go to that real quick in Louisville. Full screen that. Okay. So I don't know if you guys can see, but there's some lights that looks like they're in the sky. Don't know if you guys can see that. Ooh, I see an airplane coming in. Coming in for a landing. Bring this a little closer to the laptop. We'll watch this for a minute. I see an airplane flying in. There's another one at the top of the screen. Or that's a helicopter one. I like looking at Louisville. The airport, I would say, is right back in here somewhere. One of those areas. Where the planes are at, I would say it's probably right in here. What was that? Just saw a beacon. Wait a minute. I think I know where the airport's at now. I bet it's... Yeah, it's got to be that back area. Because there for a second there, I thought I just saw a light spin. It's got to be in that back area. But there's Louisville. Let's look at Moorhead, Kentucky. Over there in Moorhead, Kentucky. So here's Moorhead, Kentucky. You guys can see the water tower there. See something that looks like it's blowing around. Yep, that's Moorhead, Kentucky. Cool. That is Moorhead, Kentucky, guys. And then finally, we're going to look at Pikeville, Kentucky. Which is over here in the mountains. Pikeville, Kentucky. And there's the mountains. I'm using both hands holding the selfie stick here on my phone. Mountains. Yep, that's the mountains of Pikeville. Alright. Now we're going to talk about the difference between a tornado watch and a tornado warning. And the difference between watches and warnings. We're going to go to settings, and we're going to talk about what color the warnings are. So, here is what a tornado warning is. A tornado warning is usually light red. Tornado warnings are this color if they're radar indicated, they're light red. But then an observed tornado is usually dark red. PDS tornado warning is purple and tornado emergencies are pink. Sometimes purplish pink. Depends on what radar you're using. Okay. Let's look at a severe thunderstorm warning. Severe thunderstorm warnings are usually yellow. And damage threat considerable severe thunderstorm warnings is orange. Destructive severe thunderstorm warnings are reddish pink. And EDS, extremely dangerous situations, severe thunderstorm warning is purple. Now let's look at a flash flood warning. Flash flood warnings are light green. Observed flash flood warning is red. PDS flash flood warning is purple, and flash flood emergencies is magenta. Let's look at a tornado watch. Tornado watches are usually yellow. PDS tornado watches are purple. Let's look at here's what a severe thunderstorm watch is. Severe thunderstorm watches are usually pink. PDS severe thunderstorm watches are purple. And then finally, a flash flood watch is dark green, and a PDS flash flood watch is purple. Alright. So next we're going to talk about the outlooks. Okay? Outlooks. I'm going to start with the probabilistic outlooks, which means we're going to have to zoom out. There's a probabilistic outlook. 5% of any severe weather risk for parts of what looks to be West Virginia and parts of Ohio and Pennsylvania. Hold on. Let me click that out. Ohio, Pennsylvania, Virginia, West Virginia. That's for, I think, Wednesday. And then here's Thursday. None on the board. And let's look at Friday. None on the board. Now we're going to look at the categorical severe weather threats. So we do got a categorical marginal risk, which is this green right here. It's a marginal risk. For, well, hold on. Let's look at day one. So day one, there's a severe weather risk down here across the Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Louisiana coast. Day two, there's a marginal risk of severe weather that stretches from Wichita, Kansas, Kansas City, Missouri, St. Louis, Chicago, Illinois, Effingham, Illinois, west of Fort Wayne, Indiana, west of Indianapolis, and north of Mount Vernon. Then day three, there's a marginal risk that includes West Virginia, includes Huntington, Pittsburgh, Morgantown, Athens, Harrisburg of West Virginia, Pennsylvania, Ohio, and parts of Maryland also. So we're going to look at the hail probability for the severe weather threat. So there's none for today across the United States, but let's look at day 2. There is a 5% hail risk. That's the brown area right here. Stretches from, I'm having to look over my phone, the phone is so stick, from Bartsville, Kansas, east of Wichita, up to Kansas City, Missouri, north of Springfield, Quincy, Missouri, or Quincy, Illinois, Bloomington, Illinois, north of St. Louis. That's the hail threat for tomorrow. And then we're going to look at wind. See, so there's no, I'm sorry, not tomorrow, it's for Wednesday. So there's the wind threat for tomorrow, or today, none. Today, none. And then here's the wind threat for tomorrow. 5% wind risk. Again, Kansas City, Missouri's in it. Springfield's almost in it. Quincy, Illinois, or Missouri. St. Louis, Missouri. Bloomington, Illinois. Mount Vernon, I think it's on the tip. Lafayette, Indiana. Up to Chicago. It's even up to Chicago. And then we're going to look at the tornado threat. No tornado threat for today. Tomorrow, the only tornado threat for tomorrow is across western Missouri, west of Springfield, north of Fayetteville, Arkansas, east of Wichita. There's a small 2% tornado risk for those areas. And this is for you guys that's watching right now on TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. So we're going to go to home view. We'll go ahead and get that on home view. Then I'm going to switch to the National Weather Service in Louisville. To the weather story. So, this is from the Weather Service in Louisville. I'll try to stabilize it so you guys can see as I'm reading. A cold front Tuesday night into early Wednesday morning brings scattered rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Gusty winds are possible Wednesday afternoon between 20 to 25 miles per hour. Temperatures near or slightly below normal this week, around the mid-70s. Chance of rain and storms Friday night, then summer heat by the weekend, highs near 90. Ooh, and not 90. It's going to be hot. Here's 24-hour precipitation. So here's the 24-hour precipitation ending at 8 a.m. today. Here's the overnight precipitation. Up to an inch in the light green area. This is the less than an inch right here. We're up to an inch. An inch and a half here. And it's hard to tell because there's a lot of green. I can't see those numbers because they're small, but I can tell by the colors what's what because the numbers are too small. Here's the 0 to 12 hour forecast. Tonight's low temperatures are going to be in the 40s. Sunday's lowest heat index was in the 50s. There's even a 46 up there in Indiana. Monday night winds are blowing north, northwest, and north in the single digits. Monday night wind gusts is in the single digits as well. Monday night change precipitation, there's none on the board. Monday night precipitation totals, there's also none on the board for the next 12 hours. Here's the next 12 to 24 hour forecast. Tomorrow's high temperatures are going to be in the 70s and a couple of 80s on the board. The heat index in the 70s and there's a couple of 80s on the board. Winds are going to be blowing southwest and west-southwest into the single digits. Tuesday afternoon wind gust tomorrow is in the teens. Single digits to the south. Tuesday chance precipitation, there's none on the board. Tuesday precipitation totals, there's none on the board as well. For the next 24 hours. Alright. So we're going to close that off. Now we're going to go to the hourly forecast, which is right here on the side. So I got to zoom you guys in real tight. Alright. So It's going to be it's 60 degrees outside right now. It's going to drop into the 50s into the overnight hours, into the early morning hours. I'll be glad when this thing will work. The live thing. 50s at 6 o'clock in the morning. 8 o'clock in the morning, 50s. 60s at 9 a.m. 10 a.m., 11 a.m. 70s at noon. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. 70s, and it drops down to the 60s tomorrow night. Here's the, we're going to go over. We're going to see the feel-like temperatures. Currently in the 50s, feels like 50s. 40s at 4 a.m. Then back to the 50s at 8 a.m. 60s at 10 a.m., 70s at 11 a.m. I'm hoping to see an 80, but I don't see an 80. I'm expecting to see a rare 80 to come out of that. But here's the dew points. Dew point, wow. 39, the dew point is 39. And then 40s at midnight. It goes into the 40s into the morning. Is there a 50 on the board? Nope. Still all 40s. Yeah, there's a 50 right there. There's a 50 right there. At like 10 o'clock at night. And then let's look at the precipitation totals. I don't expect to see any precipitation totals throughout the day or throughout the night. Yep, they're all goose eggs. They're all goose egg percents. I'm sorry, I meant 0%. Well, 0 is a goose egg, actually. 47 degrees, 47% humidity, 60s, 70s. Humidity ain't that bad. It actually ain't that bad, actually. Now let's scroll down to the 7-day forecast. So, I don't know if you guys can see that, but it shows today there was a light drizzle with possible rain likely. Let me get this to focus. Possible rain lightly. Come on now. High is 73 degrees, low 56 degrees. Tomorrow, sunny, high is 76 degrees, low 51 degrees. Great day to be outside for tomorrow. Wednesday, cloudy, high is 74 degrees, low of 56 degrees. Feels like 69 degrees. Feels colder than it looks. Thursday, sunny, colder than yesterday, high is 66 degrees, low of 47 degrees. Let's see. Friday, a light drizzle, high of 70 degrees, low of 49 degrees with a chance of rain. Saturday, light drizzle, high of 89 degrees, low of 62 degrees, warmer than yesterday. And then it shows for Sunday at the bottom there, cloudy, high of 83 degrees. Wow. Saturday, it's going to be close to 90. Wow. Summertime heat's coming early. And Sunday, it's going to be cloudy, high of 83 degrees, low of 69 degrees. Feels colder than it looks. And it says our outlook here in Litchfield is no outlooks, it's all clear. Alright. That will do it for today's weather update on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. Thank you guys for watching, as always. If you have any comments, comment down below. If you have any questions or questions or comments, comment down below. Thank you guys for watching on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok.